Beautiful. I love you. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Gerbil Vine. Thank you all so much for being here, for clicking on this video, and for continuously supporting the Gerbils and I here on YouTube. So today's video is one that I'm sure many of you have been waiting for, and it's going to be like an explanation on how did you build your topper? A common question that I am often asked on this channel and some other gerbil forum groups that I belong to is, how did I build this topper? While I recognize that not filming myself and my husband building this was a missed opportunity, I'm going to go over today and sort of explain it with photos and words the best way that I can. So to begin the topper building process, I first measured the current tank that I have behind me, which is a standard 40-gallon tank. It measures 36 inches long by 18 inches wide by 18 inches tall. So I decided that my best course of action would be to find a similar sized cage that allowed enough height for a good sized wheel and all that other stuff that was as close in measurements as I could possibly find to my tank. Which is exactly what happened. I ended up getting the Preview 528 hamster cage, which was basically 19 inches wide by 32 inches long, which was pretty close in measurements to the tank that I have. I do have some footage in the vault of my unboxing video when I got the Preview, so here it is. So today we're going to be building and setting up the Preview 528. It's a huge box. Now, while I wouldn't recommend using the Preview 528 as a permanent house for your gerbils because of the bottom plastic tray that they could potentially chew their way out of, it's not escape-proof for gerbils. However, it was the closest size that I could find in length and in width to fit on top of my 40-gallon tank that I have for my gerbils. There we go. So yeah, that was closest in measurements that I could find so that I could put it on top of my topper. I could put it on top as a topper and then build some sort of like wooden frame to go around it that it can rest on and to make up for the areas where the topper falls short or where it is too big for the tank. So let's unbox it. Good morning, Jerry. This tub is huge. You say hello? Do you smell a new cage? Say hi. Hi, dear. Hi, Jerry. Hi, babies. Hi, Jerry. order to attach the cage to my tank, I figured I would need some sort of wood that I could secure it to and then place it over the tank. So what I did was purchase the following items: the Preview 528 hamster cage, wood screws, long zip ties, 2 spruce pieces that measured 2 by 4 by 8, and 1 melamine 2 by 4 sheet. I already had a drill at home, but that's also something that you'll need for this. What I did next was measure the melamine wood, and I made sure that it was 40 inches long by 20 inches long, just so that it would have a couple of inches to hang over my tank and sit flat on it. So basically the flat under part of the wood would be resting on the lid of my tank, and it wouldn't be just like a perfectly measured frame trying to balance it on top of the tank. So my entire tank can fit inside the frame of the topper, as you can see here. After that, I cut the spruce pieces to fit underneath the melamine frame, and then we screwed that together. After screwing the frame into the melamine wood, we cut out 2/3 of the floor, just going around the inside so that there was a cutout. I don't know if you can see in my topper, but that's basically the floor cut out. So all of that is cut out, and then that small area is where I have the items, and there's enough of a walkway for them to get all around the tank, including behind the wheel to the other side. Initially, only 1/3 of the floor was cut out, but I was really worried that that wasn't enough ventilation for them, and it wouldn't have been enough ventilation for them. So as an added measure, we also drilled holes. Don't mind my shoe rack there, but we drilled holes all the way along there, just for the bit of area that is in the tank that would have otherwise just been blocked off completely. The next thing we did was place the Preview 528 on top of the melamine wood, and we went around and made little dots of where we would have to drill holes into the wood to attach the cage to the melamine wood via zip ties. It's extremely important that you attach your cage and you don't just have it kind of just there loosely. I do have other pets in my home. I'm not sure about you guys, but that would have been a huge risk for me if, God forbid, they ever jumped on top of the tank or jumped up beside them, that they could easily like move or shake the cage, or even if you walk around your room, the vibrations of it will move, or even if you bump it accidentally. It just seemed like an accident waiting to happen, so I definitely made sure to attach zip ties to the entire cage. As you can see here, the zip ties go all the way around. Basically at every one of those metal joints is where there is a zip tie. The most expensive part of the topper building process was buying the cage, as the wood and other supplies were relatively inexpensive. Also, I just want to add that this doesn't have to be your topper building process, but since I get asked about it so much, I thought that I would share how I did it. So that concludes our video on how I built my topper. I hope that some of it was explained pretty well. I did try to do the best that I could, considering that it wasn't actually a build it with me type video, but more like of an explanation on how I built my topper. If you all have any questions, feel free to drop them down below, and I'll be sure to answer them as soon as I can. So thank you all so much for watching. As always, make sure that you like and subscribe so that you never miss our uploads. Tune in next time for a video on a very special shopping haul. Thank you. Bye.